friends, it's Loz from Manatee Squares. I'm just working on this little t-shirt. It's going to be a t-shirt. Right now it's just some granny squares. But I thought this would be a good opportunity to show you how you can add length or width to granny square projects without adding both. So obviously when you're working on something like this, I've used continuous join as you go to arrange this into a little panel of 3x3, and obviously as you go round and round you'll add in both length and width. But if you want to add width and not length, or length and not width, so you're making a top and you want it a little wider to fit your bust but you don't want it longer, or it's wide enough to fit your bust but you would like to add a bit of extra length, this is how I'm going to show you. So this is what you would do if you've joined squares. I'm going to record another video later, and probably just add it into the same video. I don't know, time will tell I guess, about how to do the same thing if it's just one big square that you want to. But this is for if you've already joined your squares and now you want to add width or length to one edge. If you're doing width, you're going to want it to do it the same on both edges. If you're adding length, you can do it to the top or the bottom or both. But it just means if you're doing width, keep in mind that however many rows you do, you're going to want to do that at the other end as well. Okay, so I've already joined my yarn, obviously, because I'm working continuous join as you go. But what you would do, if you needed to, is just join your yarn in this first corner. I'm going to be using US terminology, as usual. Gosh, it's hot and I'm out of breath already. Oh, lucky you can't see me sweating today. Okay, and in this first corner space, work along this edge. So obviously make sure you're working along whatever side it is you want to work along. We're going to do 2 doubles in that first space, and then 3 doubles in each space to your next corner. So the same as you would when working a granny square now. I've got a funny loop on there. Also look, I broke my hook. I reckon I've had this hook since I started crocheting. It's so perfectly formed to my hand over the years, and it fell off the sofa the other day, and some of it has cracked, which is really annoying. Oh, I'm not a big fan of this yarn. I'm trying to use up my stash, but it means it's quite a catchy yarn. Soz. Okay, so now we're at the corner, and what we're going to do to mimic a cluster, because obviously we've got all these 3 double crochet clusters around, we're going to do 1 double in the corner space, 1 double in this gap between the squares, and then 1 double in this corner space. So that gives us 3 doubles worked over those 3 spaces, and then on the next row we're going to work either side of it, not into those stitches, either side of it, treat it like any other 3 double crochet cluster. So now we're going to carry on just doing 3 double crochet in each space. Okay, and now we're at the next corner. So again, we're going to do 3 double crochet over those 3 spaces. So 1 double crochet in the corner, 1 double crochet in that space between the squares, and then 1 double crochet in this corner. So that makes your group of 3 for your 3 double crochet cluster, and then just carry on until your final space. So obviously I've only got 3 squares, but you can do that as many times as you need to. If you've got 10 squares, work all the way along. I have written this out in a lot of my granny square patterns, but I thought I'd just show you, and then hopefully going forward I can just say add width, watch this video, rather than having to type it all out. Okay, and now in this final corner space we're going to work 2 double crochet like we did at the start of the row. So just 1, 2. Okay, so you can see now you've just got groups of 3 double crochet all the way along. Now we're going to essentially work, well, not essentially, we are just going to work granny stripe rows. Sorry, Romy's got a cough. Did you hear her? So if you've worked granny stripe rows before, you know that you tend to alternate. So where we've got 2 double crochet at the start and end of this row, the next row we're going to start and end with 1. So we're going to put 1 double crochet in this first stitch. Then we're going to skip that second stitch there and do 3 double crochet in that space. And now we're just going to work 3 double crochet in each space all the way to the end. Okay, and remember when you get to these ones, you work in this space here and this space here, so either side, just treat that as any other cluster. You don't want to work between the stitches or into the stitches, just work either side of them, like all the other groups of 3 double crochet. So 3 there, miss those 3, and 3 the other space. So it's just 3 double crochet in each space along. Easy peasy. And here we are again at this first one we did, so 3 double crochet in this space, treat those as another cluster, and then 3 double crochet in the next space. Okay, so now we're at our final space here. We've just got that space and then those 2 double crochet that we started with. So we're going to do 3 in that space. Can you hear those sirens? Goodness gracious, has the world ended and I didn't know because I put my phone on silent. Then we're going to skip 1 double crochet and put 1 stitch in the final stitch, or the first stitch from the previous row. Okay, and now you can see it's just adding that extra bit of width without going all the way around the edge. So now you're going to start with 2 double crochet like you did the first row. So I like to do 1 double crochet in the first stitch and then 1 double crochet in the first space because we're not putting a cluster in there. And now 3 double crochet in each space to the end. This is also good for, so what I'm actually going to do with this one, because I'm making a t-shirt, I'm just adding these couple of rows here for the back panel. So then when I do the front panel, I can work a neckline over these rows. So it's handy for all sorts. But like I said, just remember, if you're using it to add width, you're going to want to do the same on the other side. So keep in mind that you'll be adding double however much you add. You can fasten off after any row as well, even that first row where you worked the 3 double crochet over those 3 spaces, you can fasten off after that row, but I'm just showing you a few rows so you get the idea of how to keep going if you want to. Gosh, it's so warm today. I'm not complaining because we've not had much of a summer so far. Okay, now we're at the end, so we're going to do 3 in that final space there, and then we're going to do 1 double crochet in that space and then 1 double crochet in the stitch, so that we end with 2. We start and end with 2. So your first row has 2, the next row has 1, next row has 2, and so on. The next row will have 1 to start with. So the next row, this is becoming a granny stripe tutorial now, isn't it? You get the idea. Yep, the next one we start with 1 and then go straight into that first space with 3, and you just carry on like that. So that's how you can add width. Basically the key, it's granny stripe, but the key is working the 3 double crochet over the corner, the space between squares, and the next corner, so that it gives you the look of another cluster. Alright, I hope that helps. If it doesn't, well, don't say anything because it will hurt my feelings. And I'm going to make a separate video, I think, for adding width or length to a solid square, which is going to be the same thing. It's just adding the granny stripe, but you won't need to do this bit over the corner spaces. But you don't care about that. You're not here for that. You're here for this. Okay, hope that helps. Any questions, let me know. You know where to find me on the socials and whatnot. And I will see you again soon. Okay, thank you. Bye.